So, have you ever gotten a book and like it makes you feel like it gives you a feeling holding the book? I don't know how to describe this. I have Berserk. It's one of my favorite mangas, and they have collector's like editions that are tomes. Like literally,
Huge.
it is like a family Bible size. And my goal in life is to have all 14 and put them on a shelf. But I'm also worried that I'm going to have to get an engineering degree to be able to hold it because the last thing I want to do is kill myself via 150 pounds of books falling on my head.
Yeah.
But have you ever gotten one of those books that's like that, where it's like I feel like I'm looking through a tome of knowledge or like some depiction?
I purchased two for Trudy for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The final two chapters that are in the Throne of Glass series. Literally,
You have
like,
to buy the last two chapters separate.
no, the last two installments. I mean, books.
Oh, okay.
Last two
I
books.
was like, what?
They're
It's like microtransactions for books.
they're literally both the books together are like it's so huge. It's this big,
That
and
is rather large.
I mean, and I received a pretty decent thick book for Christmas too.
Oh yeah,
It was called it's called Batman Resurrection, and Batman Resurrection is a book that takes place in a time gap in between Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker, and Batman Returns with Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer. So that it's a time gap in between right after the Joker's killed, and then what Batman does in between there and there.
I didn't know that that was a thing. I thought those were just separate movies, honestly.
Yes, they're connected, but there was a time gap in between that really was never explained. And this book is supposed to be doing a really good job of explaining it and telling it in a way that you're actually seeing it in your mental image as a comic book kind of is portrayed.
Nice.
So I've not got a chance to read it yet because it's hard for me to switch over to that person named Brian who also lives in my body who's capable of reading. I gotta turn him on. I gotta activate him, much like these suckers that I got in my stocking. Boing.
And to quote the EMT, no, it does not have a flared base.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Have no flared base.
Yeah, Badge 502 would not approve.
So what it is, it's a lollipop light. So it lights up when you push the button as hard as your fingers can push a thing.
What button?
There's an indention in the bottom that looks like
Mine's just got a nipple.
no, not in the bottom, like on the side. It's got like a little almost cut out circle spot that looks like a.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just assumed that was a flaw in the manufacture.
No, it's a light.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, see,
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
light it up for the
Oh!
nice folks.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah,
slippery.
yeah, it's hard. You got to squeeze it hard, and then it's hard to hold the base. So yeah, so what it is, it's a sucker. So I don't know what flavor it is. I hasn't licked mine yet. So Tiny, would you like to do the honors?
Sure. What do you do? Twist and pull?
Damn it, he already knew how to.
Twist and
Dang.
shout. Oh, it looks gooey.
Oh man, and it's also covered in a
Oh.
plastic wrapper on the
Oh,
inside
those
of it.
look like the
Oh,
worst.
that's why.
Oh, this is going to taste so good. It
Oh,
can-
that looks like a push pop.
I was thinking it looked like something, but
Well, those
do
are-
you not have one?
I do not.
No, I only got two because this is actually what came in my wife
And-
and mine's stockings.
And as the little brother of the podcast, I don't get the treats.
I just didn't know how this was going to go with
Oh,
these.
this opens.
I don't know how this opens either.
It looks.
really.
I don't want to say what it looks like.
What does it look like to you, Tiny?
A red rocket.
Red rocket, Jackie, red rocket.
This just doesn't open. Like
I guess we
ever.
might have to.
There's some kind of like
It's like
adhesive
it's
force.
got a perforation to it.
Oh my
but
gosh,
can't-
are you guys losing the battle to plastic right
There's
now?
literally a piece of like the of tape that would hold the space shuttle together
And
on
don't-
the side of it.
And don't give me shit about losing the battle to plastic. Our whole fucking planet's dying because of it.
I know, but it's different.
We all are, brother.
Versus like like on a personal level, you're losing the fight to plastic.
Look, this is macroplastic and not microplastic. Okay.
I've never.
Oh.
I get it. I bit the edge off of it, and I was capable of peeling some of it. I made my own way in.
It's
So,
like the worst kind of circumcision.
Jesus,
oh man,
this is
I
almost.
bit the tip and then
This
tore it
better
off.
be like one of the best suckers in the world.
I guarantee it's just going to taste like sugar. Just sugar. It's just sugar flavored, isn't it? It's just sugar flavored. I knew it was going to just be sugar flavored. What'd you give the kids for Christmas? A sugar pop.
Oh,
that-
that watermelon.
There's a
It's Not even good, just sugar.
That's the thing about Christmas stuff is like they put stuff out especially for Christmas and then ends up kind of not being great.
Does it have a flavor on the packaging? Is your packaging closer to you than mine is
My
to me?
packaging's right here.
Oh, you're almost what? Hold on, let's see. What's it say? Light up candy lollipop, light
That's
bulb
a
lolly.
strawberry.
Mine's green apple. Okay, so it had a flavor on there the whole time. It's not really easy to see the green apple flavor on that. I can taste it though. Want to lick, Otto?
I am so good. I
Sure.
promise you, I am fine.
You want to lick at my yard?
Otto, I'll give you exactly the rest of this.
No,
I mean, I feel like
the
as a
amount
little
of
brother, it's okay to give them hand-me-downs sometimes.
no, we're into the other one. I will get punchy.
Hey, you know the thing that is the little blessing in disguise with these oddly gnarly popsicles. They turn into lightsabers now. They're just lightsabers.
You can touch tips with them.
No, I don't want. I'm going to eat most of this.
I don't know if you can see it through the cheek.
And on
Or
that
if it just- because
bombshell,
the mouth was kind of open.
we shall enter the episode.
What about?
Ta-da!
Oh, gather round, you mates of mine, for tales of nerds and lore. Three best friends on a podcast line with laughs and chats galore. From comics break to movies grand and games we love to play. We'll sail the seas of fandom land in our nerdy way. Heave-ho, raise a glass to the stories we entwine. With laughter loud and knowledge fast, nerd it through the grapevine. Heave-ho, come join the crew, we'll share our tales divine. From D&D to MCU, nerd it through the grapevine. From wizards bold to galaxies far, we dive into each quest. With theories wild and memes that spar, we're surely blessed, no jest. We'll chat of heroes, foes, and plots, and all the trends that shine. With every laugh, we'll tie the knots in our nerdy design. Heave-ho, raise a glass to the stories we entwine. With laughter loud and knowledge fast, nerd it through the grapevine. Heave-ho, come join the crew, we'll share our tales divine. From D&D to MCU, nerd it through the grapevine.
Oh, by the way, hi everyone. I'm Austin Shazam
This is not a good lollipop.
Pfeiffer.
I'm Otto. You got to believe in the Schwartz Cogdale.
I'm Tiny the Sith Lord.
And we are nerded. God, hold on,
Add it to the rap album.
hold on. It's gonna have.
That was a
Beat
good one.
Shazam.
Yeah, that's the auto rap album.
That was a
edit.
big one.
That's so big.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Wow!
We are Nerded Through the Grapevine, the podcast where three best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about how hard it is to get the plastic off of this sucker entirely. It's been in my mouth and
I
it's
may have
got
made a
plastic
mistake.
on the side of it right there.
Oh,
Oh, come off.
okay.
No, what we're going to be talking about today is this is the end of the 2024 era and into the 2025 era. On Wednesday, when this episode is released, it will be the new year.
The final episode of the podcast.
I thought you were going to say of America.
No, of the podcast.
The final
The
episode of
last
America.
episode of this podcast ever exists is here. That is for 2024.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. I was like, is there something we don't know?
Oh, this will be the last one
Are you
of the
going to
year.
kill us?
He might. You never.
Oh yeah, because of this sucker. As soon as it becomes Shiv like, I'm inserting.
Oh,
He's gonna ice pick Shiv with this sucker, and God, it's going to take you a minute.
I don't know if I can.
Do you have the
physically
tongue game to
last
do
that
it?
long. I do have the tongue game, but I don't know if I have the endurance or really. It's not really that. It's more the want to.
I don't really
Right.
want
I'm
to.
about at capacity.
You know what I'm
for
going to
this
do?
thing.
I'm going to put this little Christmas cap back on this, and I'm going to eat it later.
No, you're not. It's going to get stuck there, and you're going to throw it away.
It's gonna be here
It's
till
like
the
that,
ants
It's like that
come.
jawbreaker you'd get from Cracker Barrel that you're like, I would eat this, and then it just ends up half eaten in a plastic bag.
I ate
somewhere.
all of mine.
Really? I never.
Well, I
finished
took a
one.
hammer to it first. That's how.
Yeah, no, I did the old school. I literally would sit there and try to eat
No,
all of it.
it was like baseball sized, bruh.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same thing that they would do with like the push pops, like not or the push ups is what they were called.
Oh yeah.
The ones where all the sticky spit would get on your finger and
Yeah,
wanna
you put your
die.
finger up it, and then you get the sticky finger spit, and then after you even when you don't get the sticky finger spit, like after you eat that pop for just a few minutes, then you put it back in the wrapper to get it back like down in the tube, not the wrapper, but down in the tube. Then you can take it off, pop it back out of the tube. If you're lucky, it
Look,
becomes solid concrete inside of those things. You could never get them back out unless you
resin.
broke
I
it.
never once attempted to chapstick my sucker
Why?
because when I sat down to eat one of those, I intended to eat all of it, and I did.
You're one of those open feeder type households, weren't you?
Not really.
Got to make sure the food's always available.
No,
Otherwise,
it's one of those things you don't get it often, and when you do, you enjoy it all then because somebody will take it from you, or it'll be too gross that you're not going to put it back in your mouth later.
oh, you're talking about the sucker, not just food in general, though.
Yeah, the sucker.
Okay, because I was thought you were being real dark there for a second.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
No, maybe I'll hear it on the edit.
Oh yeah,
But we're gonna talk about some of that future nerd culture, aren't we?
a little bit of it, if you don't mind. Because I've been getting really excited to get into the DC stuff again because
Superheroes are looking fun again.
superheroes do look pretty fun. Because
I mean, like, look, Marvel Rivals come out. That game's been real fun, so I'm excited to see even more new.
have you played Marvel Rivals?
Oh yeah, I've been playing the crap out of it.
Did Squirrel Girl get
I
you
main
into it?
Venom.
You
No.
made Venom?
Main.
Oh, you main Venom.
A main Venom followed up by Doctor Strange.
Ooh, fun. I really want to play it, but it's another one of those games where my PS4 looks at it and overheats. So
Yeah, I mean it's not. Well, it can be intensive when everybody's in one spot and things are going off. It's a lot to take in. And do I get a lot of kills? No, but I phase tank. I inconvenience the other team so much that I'm always there, and there's like all four of them on me.
it looks very Overwatchy, and I loved Overwatch. I want to
I
try
don't
it.
know.
Is it first person shootery?
No. It's like third person, like big 4v4 beat 'em up, sometimes with other mini missions that basically just entails beat 'em up.
Overhead view?
Kinda like up.
Like third person over the shoulder.
Yeah.
The reason that I would be another reason why I'm excited for DC coming out, other than
Also, fuck Jeff.
whatever
People that,
Jeff.
people that play will know. He's this little shark.
Okay.
Oh,
He's
you
this
don't
little
like
shark
Jeff the
piece of
Shark?
shit.
Everyone loves Jeff
No,
the
see,
Shark.
here's the thing. When I'm in the middle about to do my ult or something, or when I come swinging around on my symbiote arm, all cool, like to do my slam stop, he swallows my ass, and then here we both go and die, or he spits me over the edge off the world. I'm like, oh, I hate you.
So is Jeff a character?
Yes, it's his little shark dog.
That's funny.
Yeah, everyone loves Jeff the Shark.
His ultimate is he swallows you and then can spit you out.
The reason that I am extra excited for the new DC stuff coming out, aside from the hopefulness of everything, is just the fact that Tiny can watch superhero movies with us without having to worry about seeing a previous superhero movie to have context of what's
Absolutely.
happening. That
Thank
means
you.
his joy can be brought back to it because he doesn't have to watch 43 movies to understand what the next one coming out is about.
Yeah, because if you force me to watch one of the latest Marvel movies, I will bitch the whole time and ask so many questions that you are going to be very upset.
It makes sense. We haven't done it for that very reason.
Right. But you need to get into it because right now, Creature Commandos.
No, I'm cool with getting into the new DC stuff. I was just
Right.
talking about Marvel. No, I'm kind of over.
Because one of the things I'm looking forward to is this is already coming out, but it's coming out more. Like I think they've already greenlit a season 2 of it. But Creature Commandos on HBO Max is the first piece of DC that James Gunn has produced, and let me tell you, for not knowing anything about these characters, I love them already. It's another like
Is it like an adult style animation?
Yes,
or
it's
like
adult
kid
style.
style?
it's adult animation. It's same premise as like Suicide Squad, where it's a bunch of bad guys that
Yeah.
are doing a secret thing, and it is gory. Like it's like Invincible levels of like people get their heads blown off and punched through.
Yeah.
Is it anime kind of animation?
No, it's
No,
American animation.
It's stylized. It's like a cell shade E kind of thing. It looks like a graphic novel kind of thing.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, the animated series?
No.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm imagining it's something like Borderlands.
Kind of. Let me see if I can fire up the old.
It's not super duper CGI'd or anything. Like it's mostly. It looks like just animated cell shading. So it looks really
I
good.
don't know, I'm more apt to watch this than any anime though.
But it is. GI Robot is an AI that was invented in World War II for one purpose, and that was killing Nazis.
Oh, that's not what I was going to think.
That's-
what I was thinking.
No, not for. No, who knows what you were thinking? Hands, but
Like eating a lot of Chinese food.
But-
Delicious.
but GI Robot is probably one of my favorite things on there because his purpose in being is killing Nazis, and after he's not able to kill Nazis anymore, then he kind of loses purpose, and they give like a whole backstory to all these characters, giving them backstories and showing you like where they like, even though they are these creatures, like what do they mean? And like, what does it mean to be this character? Like, just for them to be so quick and efficient with it within the amount of television show that's actually been out, it makes you give a shit about these characters.
I was able to find a picture. I was able to fire up the burner tablet.
Oh, okay. I go, that's not bad.
Yes, and the music in it is awesome. Like it is an all around like 10 out of 10 would recommend. And it's coming out every Thursday. You get new episodes. I didn't realize how much in our age of like streaming that having something to look forward to every week is nice. That and Dan to Dan were my 2 Thursdays, and now that Dan to Dan has ended for until July, sadly, I still have Creature Commandos every Thursday, and it's nice.
So, looking into James Gunn's future with DC, he already has a Green Lantern television show that's planned for HBO.
Oh,
Ooh, that could be fun because
Here's his thing, and he's already told this. Just because something is planned and announced doesn't mean that it's being made yet. Because he said that he is not making a single thing until he is sure that it works in a cohesive way that makes these movies stand out and makes sure that they are getting the attention that they need.
look, because the last Green Lantern thing we had was one of the movies ever made.
Ryan Reynolds killed himself.
Ryan Reynolds,
He retconned his own
he
life.
had to do he did the best. He's not been given a good play with superheroes.
Well, I mean,
It's like the first Deadpool that he was awful. Green Lantern was awful.
and then he went back
I
in
mean,
time with
now real Deadpool.
With real Deadpool, he went back in time and killed both of those, so he doesn't have to worry about them. They don't exist
Yeah.
anymore. He killed Ryan Reynolds as he's reading the Green Lantern script. Like it was. So I mean, I agree. I was so excited for the Green Lantern movie, but then I saw it and it was just like so much CGI green.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those that I think Green Lantern is a hero that works really well animated, but making the Green Lantern powers show in real life is kind of a task.
Didn't they have an animated version of the Green Lantern?
Well,
Or am I just like
No,
from
they-
another universe?
Yes, they did have an animated Green Lantern series. I haven't watched it, but I've seen it like advertised on Max.
No, I mean like back in the day, wasn't that a thing that existed?
yeah, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited on
No,
Cartoon
like
Network.
one that was just about the Lantern Corps.
No, I don't think
I
they've
don't
ever
think
had their own
so.
television series from long ago.
I feel like I've watched a movie or a cartoon somewhere.
Oh yeah,
of it.
movies they've released several animated movies
Well, no,
just about
wasn't
Green Lanterns.
wasn't Green Lantern in like a crossover thing with a bunch of other animated things when we were a kid? Because I remember seeing something that like got into the cores and the Green Lantern was doing something with somebody.
That explains a lot. You did well.
I-
Tell me more.
Look, I know, but
That you
I'm
described
trying
half of
so hard to
superheroes.
remember.
Because there was Green Lantern on, like, he would make appearances throughout DC, but there's a lot of animated stuff because there was some that was like Super Friends had Green Lantern, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but those are coming out whenever I was like,
No, I've
kid.
never watched those things.
It'd be hard to say because I mean, Green Lantern was also, I believe, in like the Super Friends.
Yes.
So, but
'Cause it was like
I
old
know.
school, like Hal
Never
Jordan
seen
Green
that.
Lantern.
but you've got the thing with the Green Lanterns is they have so many lanterns that are within canon and modern storytelling in the comics existing because they're a galactic police force. So several lanterns are representing the Earth sector of things because Earth sector includes an entire galaxy's worth of living beings. So they have, you know, sectors of different lanterns for different patrol zones and this and that. But Earth has so much shit constantly popping, they keep getting more lanterns to help cover Earth. The one that's in the new James Gunn Superman movie is just so happens to be like the worst Green Lantern, and I think it's on purpose.
Yeah, Guy Gardner.
Because Guy Gardner is, and I won't say worst Green Lantern. There are many, many worse Green Lanterns out there. But Guy Gardner is the one that you love him, you hate him, you love to hate him. Like it's everything all in one. And he has a lot of growth and a lot of storytelling within his own story, just to kind of. But it's like you've got Hal Jordan, who's the main one that Ryan Reynolds played.
Yeah.
And he's typically the main, you know, Earth Green Lantern, or Jon Stewart, not the comedian.
Jon Stewart is my Green Lantern because he was in the Justice League animated and Unlimited. He is like my Green Lantern.
And Jon Stewart has already had an actor that's been put to his character, and his name I can't remember off the top of my head. I will learn it eventually. But he was just in a movie called Rebel Ridge, and it's on Netflix. And he's playing a retired Marine Corps mixed martial artists, and it's kind of one of those things. Like he's retired from the Marine Corps, he's back home. Things aren't going well with the law. There's a corrupt law. It's like a retold Rambo kind of deal.
Oh yeah,
and just seeing him in that kind of a scenario kind of makes it really cool because Jon Stewart is literally a former Marine turned planetary galactic superhero. So that's cool. Kyle Rayner's going to be involved in it too. He was an artist. So he has the most vivid and most powerful constructs from his imagination, because your willpower and your imagination are what kind of determine what your specific things are you're doing with your ring powers. So he's a really cool one just to express like the creativity that can be involved with having the Green Lantern's powers, as opposed to like, I've got a machine gun I made out of green energy, I'm going to go boom, boom, boom. He's like, I've got a dragon that's made out of flames that shoots icicles from its nose.
right.
Like things like that.
That's why Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are all military things, because they were both
Military.
a Marine and a Air Force pilot. But that's one thing I do like about the Lanterns, because in Young Justice they've touched on a couple of the Lanterns, and it's cool to see the different corps and like the different beliefs and like ways to do. Because the only ones that are like a police force are
The Green Lanterns.
Green Lanterns. The
And
other
everybody
one,
else has their own thing.
yeah, and it's
Like
really
there's
interesting.
one lantern that's the Orange Lantern. His name's Larfleeze.
'Cause it's the lantern. It's the color of
Avarice.
greed.
Yeah. Well, greed, avarice, same
Right.
word, but they use the word avarice for him, but it's
And-
he's the only Orange Lantern, because everybody that tries to take possession of the lantern to be a part of the Orange Lantern Corps gets their soul sucked into the Orange Lantern, and he only has one, like his whole oath is just one word: mine.
Right.
He's a little golem.
But
It's just all this stuff is coming for the DC stuff, and I feel like James Gunn is doing a good job establishing some roots within Creature Commandos, because they've got, you know, he's said in articles like, if I've said this in the show, then that means that is canon to the DC from here on. Because he's talked about stuff that had happened in one of the Suicide Squad movies. It was The Suicide Squad, the one that he worked on with Starro.
the one that wasn't 5 music videos and trailers put together.
The one that I've never seen.
Yeah, the first Suicide Squad was very... Yeah, it could have been 5 music videos put together.
Right.
I mean, like it had some really cool spots though, like visually.
From what I remember, the trailer did so well, and people
Oh,
loved the trailer
was
so much
amazing.
that they hired the people that made the trailer to recut the movie. This movie was cut and recut like 5 or 6 times. That's why nothing makes sense and there's no cohesion.
Like the trailer scene is nowhere in the movie.
Like the first movie is the one with the man that does the fire and the woman.
El Diablo,
Yes, and then the woman
who is oddly like
and Enchantress.
some kind of Hispanic.
Yeah,
Oh, she was
and Killer
hot,
Croc.
too.
Oh, Enchantress.
Just go ahead and hit the thing. She was smoking hot.
Oh, sorry.
She was like evil villain hot.
I turned it way down so I didn't hurt Otto's ears.
Yeah, that one's not bad. It's the beep that goes. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so much louder,
Oh,
but it'd be what it
do the thing. Loose asshole. There we go. We had to get that in there.
I love loose asshole. Shit.
But there's something else James Gunn is doing.
What else is it? He's doing.
Superman.
Oh yeah, Superman.
Oh my gosh,
Kevin-
that trailer. It,
Corin Sweat is going to do a great job, I believe, just as far as the depictions I've seen, because I was so attached
the
to Cavill.
3 to 5 seconds of that trailer that I saw looked cool.
Yes, I'll have to have you watch the whole thing. But as far as number one, ballsy move by taking the Williams score and turning it into like a guitar riff.
oh my gosh, and it's one of those ones that sneaks up on you. Like I was listening to it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute,
Because the
I
actual,
know this.
yeah, the John Williams theme for Superman is ba 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 ba. It's real like marching bandy,
Yeah, it's-
kind of like I forget what
It's
it's
like you
actually.
feel like you're soaring through like symphonic, like or not symphonic, but like brassy, like you're going through the sky, you're soaring.
But
like,
imagine a like,
Ba-da-ba.
yeah, the Green Ranger, and I need Dragonzord power. Tiny got a text message. that was what that was.
That's
Our,
no longer my notification.
that was our lives. Those were our lives for 6 months.
Those are a rough
6
set of months.
6 or 7 months straight. Tiny was just every time that he got a text message, it was I need Dragonzord power now.
I only enjoyed the ringtone for the first 1 to 3 days.
And he,
After that, I hated it too.
he just didn't opt out of it. I don't know why.
It became pleasurable to me just to watch other people's face.
So the John Williams theme for the actual Superman trailer, though, is just kind of a broken down version of it, but you can still hear the root of it. It was a boom, 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 boom. It just like kind of just ringing it out with distorted guitar, and all this wicked shit's happening. Here comes Crypto.
they're bringing in the
Crypto.
best dog ever in the first one. Does that mean if Batman will have Ace then? If he's bringing in Crypto,
Oh, absolutely.
that means Batman is going to have Ace.
He would have to. If Crypto's around, Ace would have to be around.
What's a crypto?
Crypto is
Superman's dog.
Superman's dog.
I didn't know.
Superman's best boy.
I was never a Superman fan.
But you know who Ace the Bat Hound is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just the same idea, except with superpowers as a set of gadgets.
right.
Batman's got superpowers.
But does Ace?
Meh.
See? Crypto
I honestly don't remember Ace a lot. I know he existed.
I don't know. There's a bunch of different crypto stuff out there, and don't invest in any of it. But I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I watched
a money joke.
the kids' cartoon of Crypto the Super Dog. I remember loving that shit.
Trudy,
as a kid.
Trudy remembered that too.
It was so fun. I actually watched an episode or two of it as an adult, and I'm like, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
cool, but
I boohooed like a big baby bitch on the couch watching that trailer when it first came out because I was actually looking forward to it. I knew that I was going to watch this trailer because I don't watch trailers. They give away like plot points later on in the movie and things, and I don't
like
want
that trailer we watched today.
to. I don't even remember it. I blocked that out
Okay,
because it kind of it was a new Spider-Man movie thing.
but we can talk about
They're
that.
doing
later.
another Spider-Man.
Well, it's an animated television show or
Oh.
animated movie. I can't remember.
It's a television.
I mean, I wasn't excited either way.
But I don't like watching trailers most of the time because they give away plot points. And by the time that Otto was done showing me the trailer for that Spider-Man thing today, I was like, wow, I don't have to watch the show now.
Look,
Yeah, because they spoiled. Like James Gunn came out and said for the Superman trailer, nothing besides 1 or 2 points are happening. Like it's all in the first act of the movie, which is how a trailer should be. If there's anything from the second or third act in your trailer, you're messed up. Like that's no fun. And then this Spider-Man one, we're watching it, and then all of a sudden it just drops this huge thing at the end, and like, well, I guess that's how that's going to turn out.
Like here's where the show's pointing towards, and here's what the show's going to be getting him into the so it just gives away everything that the show's going to be going towards. So whereas Gunn just showed how stuff's going to look, introduced a couple character first looks in it. I mean, and the thing that blew everybody's hair back was honestly about Nathan Fillion and him playing Guy Gardner, because he even has the original Justice League International Guy Gardner bowl cut.
That dumbass bowl cut.
It's
still
like
there.
It's like a bowl cut and a bob had a baby, and it's the worst haircut that's ever around. And I bet you Nathan Fillion was excited to get that haircut put on his head. You'll have to just look at it to understand how awful it is, Tiny.
I don't even know who Nathan Fillion is.
You don't? I thought you liked Firefly.
I do.
Oh, Captain.
Oh, Mal?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah. Mal's playing.
I don't know actors' names.
Mal is playing Guy Gardner in
Be
there.
interesting.
So yeah, and there's a few other characters now. There's Mr. Terrific, who is the second most intelligent person who is a human on Earth.
Wait, whoa. Nathan Fillion played Warsh.
Did he play Warsh?
Yeah.
I thought he played Mal.
No. Unless I've got those two actors mixed
I
up.
think you got those mixed up. I think he played Captain Mal.
Oh, maybe.
Right.
Otto,
But
were you a Firefly?
I have not watched it. It was before my time, and I have not set aside time to watch it. I need to. It's on my list.
It is okay. It's a good show now that you can watch it.
Is it the same actor that played Castle?
Yes.
Okay, that's Mal. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
right.
So I should have. I didn't know you watched Castle. Otherwise, I would have said Castle.
I've seen some Castle. It was really cool, but my copy that I bought was bad.
I've not watched all of Castle, but I've watched enough Castle to know that I would enjoy it.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable show.
Just like I know I haven't personally watched all of House, but all of House that I have
House is
watched
very
has
enjoyable.
made me feel good about the person I am.
Yeah.
Because it highlights struggle pretty good in that show.
So speaking of like trailer free champions, I mean, I'm chronically don't watch things. I saw a trailer just because I went to watch like a 30-second video on YouTube about something in some software that I was trying to figure out. And so I had to watch a minute worth of advertising to watch the 30-second video. And in watching that, it showed me Adam Sandler. He's got a beard. And then it showed him with a hockey jersey.
No.
And I was like, man, what the heck is this?
I thought Otto was really shocked for a second.
Yeah,
It was just
I-
nodding.
sorry.
I didn't know this was a thing.
I didn't know it was
And then
either.
it said Happy Gilmore 2, and I went, fucking why?
Is it going to? Hopefully, it's not like a Joe Dirt 2 where it didn't need to exist.
Well, if Happy Madison's
Look.
his company. He's not gonna shit where he.
Here's the thing. I just hope that it doesn't go the same route of Dumb and Dumber 2. Not Dumb and Dumber Dumb and Dumber 2. The one with Jim Carrey and I can't remember the guy's name.
Daniel.
I'm talking about even his character, Lloyd.
Jeff Daniels.
I was just talking about his character. But anyway.
Carrey and Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, that one was awful because they tried that same 90s slapstick comedy and that does not work now. It's only charming because of what it was in the 90s. So I'm hoping that they don't do that because Happy Gilmore was very that style of comedy.
Yeah, him and
And
Bob
if
Barker
it's
got
just-
in a fist fight.
Yeah, so if that comes back, it's going to be a complete abomination.
And if he gets in a fight with Bob Barker now, he's in trouble.
Yeah, because he's got to do some work beforehand.
They recreate the Wolverine.
Look,
the
Bob Barker would
scene
win.
from Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's just Happy Gilmore and Bob Barker's skeleton.
Look, Bob Barker would win. Like, my
He
dad
would.
can beat up your dad.
Yeah, Ghost Dad.
My
wins
dad can beat up
every
y'all's
time.
dad.
Ghost Dad versus Skin Dad.
Yeah, Ghost Dad wins every time.
It's the old Skin Dad.
See,
dodge.
I said that to one of my newer friends, Dylan. I was like, my dad can beat up your dad. And he goes, my dad's not here anymore. I'm like, neither's mine. I'm like, I guess it'd be an even match.
Ghost Dad versus Ghost Dad.
Yeah, I'm like, I've never seen this, so we don't know how this one will play out.
I was walking through the ethereal plains.
Pretty much.
Tiny's dad wants to battle.
pretty much.
Oh Lord.
I wonder if Dylan's dad also has a mullet.
I'm working on it.
No, Dylan's got like a mullet down to his waist.
Are you gonna get one of those '90s like Alan Jackson mullets?
No, I'm growing the top of my hair out and slicking it back, and the back of my hair is growing out longer. It's mullet-esque. It's not a mullet. I am not cutting the top of my hair short for the sake of it. Oh, Lord. I could only imagine how my achy, breaky heart would feel.
Just that Kentucky waterfall, that Tennessee top hat.
You can tell.
Well,
with that-
Dylan has a Dog the Bounty Hunter style mullet minus beads.
And with that beard and those Pit Viper S sunglasses you have, you're one bandana away and a mullet from a real big hell yeah, brother.
You know,
You can go to the Nashville short track and fit right in.
I
yeah.
could put on. You are correct.
Or a camo shirt and a beer can.
I do need to get some maintenance done on the sides of my head because now my hair on the sides is growing out enough to where it's blending in with the rest of my hair. It's the fastest growing part of my hair on the whole part of my head is the hair on the sides of my head.
Where you don't want it to grow at.
I don't care about it growing there, but it grows so long, so quick over there.
Look, I didn't say this the other day when I was at Prime because Saturday I was at Prime and then Austin and his wife come in and they were getting ready to leave. Well, Austin at one point walked over to the front door and looked out because it was kind of rainy, and the way the sun shone through his luscious mane of hair, I was ready to fist fight my friend.
What, did it look okay?
It was like fucking majestic, and I'm like, why not me?
Because I'm mostly
There's not many times I'm jealous of other men, but I'm like, oh, I really wish I had hair.
because it grows like not super curly, but like almost like wavy.
Oh, you got that.
Oh yeah, it had
perfect
that wave going at the bottom. Like it only would have been better if the front, which was kind of stuck up, was brought up like almost Ace Ventura style point.
Oh yeah,
It was kind of like that, but it was like the curly version.
because it's long enough to do something with it up there. Like I could do something with it, but I just don't put product in my hair. I'm not a product in my hair kind of guy. Like them, because you look into the products that I put into my beard just to keep my beard healthy.
Oh my gosh, I've seen you do your routine.
Oh, it's aggravating. But once you have a,
Why would you sit in his bathroom?
because I showed him one day.
Yeah, no. Well,
I
because
said, "Hey, come here, watch this."
You call him first thing in the morning. Hey, are you ready? You're ready to learn.
I've thought about so many times
It
making
reminds
a
me of the
TikTok.
time my stepdad
There
taught me how to
was-
take a shower.
Well, when I first started coming over,
No, don't do that.
You scream note at me.
Don't you hot horn like taking a shower with your dad? I'm gonna
Nope.
cut that entire part out.
oh god, yeah, I need.
So awful.
It really was.
I'm sorry. I'm
No, to change the subject completely, Tiny, is there anything you're looking forward to in the new year in Farta? Fuck me.
As part of.
Oh, you said farted.
As part of.
As part of. This is great. No,
I mean, yet again, as I stated the last time we did one of these, I never look up things that are coming out in the next year. I just allow life to happen around me, and I absorb things as it comes near and passes by.
you just didn't want to do
Well,
homework.
let's speak. How
No,
about
I mean that's just how I live my life. Like
Maybe-
I look at what's going on, not what's coming.
maybe we can use our powers because we have the power to speak things into existence. What is something you would like to see, like a new series, a new book, a new video game? Like what's something you'd
I don't
want
know,
to?
man. I've been digging on like old stuff right now, like reading like the books from like the 80s and stuff, like old school fantasy. So I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind like a resurgence of that old style of fantasy, at least for a couple of books. That would be kind of cool.
Y'all want to try something real quick that we've never actually tried to do?
I'm always down for that.
We've inadvertently done it several times, but we've never tried to. So let's all point our hands towards the center here and direct our energy as best we can.
This is like some church stuff.
It kind of is just now.
Oh Jesus!
You don't have to pray. You know,
Oh, he's in there. I can feel him. He's in
just
the room.
just put your energies out there.
Do we jazz fingers?
No, just straight.
Where's my
just straight
tambourine?
out here?
What if I pointed at the phone?
Winds of Winter will be released in 2025.
That would be so good.
Winds of Winter is going to be released in 2025.
There'll be a new Star Wars video game, Battlefield or Battlefront-esque, like a good first-person shooter battle.
Oh, we're speaking this.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
existence.
No,
sorry, I
we're-
put my hands down.
No,
sorry.
no, no. We're
Oh, yeah.
speaking. I want a new.
I didn't
Star
know what was
Wars,
going around the room.
I want a new Star Wars video game. That is like Battlefield.
Okay.
Okay, Tiny. Use your power.
Use your power as a
Tap
great.
into it. What
You
is
have to
something
be-
that you want?
I want one of them old school, like old grumpy guy, like I just want to die style hero fantasy books.
Ooh.
Just one of them like dad style fantasy books.
Like this is my last go of it. Kind
Yeah,
of dark, gritty
Oh,
hero.
yeah.
Like Batman.
like the one of those that like the first time you see him, the author just tells you, "Hey, this guy's a badass, and you need to respect that."
it's like your
Ooh,
accidental
yeah.
your accidental first introduction to Batman was Frank
Yeah.
Miller.
Yeah, I want them like real ham-fisted ones.
Like
That's what I want.
Like I want the Batmobile. Oh, why do you want a tank? Well, it's a car. Not in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want one or two of those, not too many.
The grapes have spoken.
Canonize it. Solidify it into the cosmic vine.
That concludes this week's seance.
that concludes
not
the
really
grapes.
seance.
That concludes the grapes putting their energies together to speak things
We
into
just did a
existence on
pagan
purpose this
ritual.
time.
Personally, I'm looking forward to something personal in my nerding. I want to get some more disc golf going in.
God, I haven't played in
haven't-
months.
I looked at my U-disc, and there was 73 days since I played my last round, and that's too long.
I haven't looked at my U-disc.
I have touched disc golf discs 2 times since the last time we played. Once was to finally take them in my house. The second time was those ones you brought over yesterday.
Oh, they were so bad. I don't think you guys have gotten to hear about my $10 disc golf
they did.
discs.
No, maybe they
No,
didn't.
because that
No.
episode was lost to the ether.
Yeah, it was. It was eaten.
So, back during the time of Christmas, my wife and I were going to TJ Maxx, the best place to find last minute gifts, because they got a little bit of everything. And I was looking through, and I saw something. I'm a disc golfer. I've been known to chuck the circular plates,
I get that. I too
Yeah.
am of that variety.
but I saw these ones that said PGA, not PDGA,
That's Professional Disc Golf Association.
PGA, Professional Golf Association.
that is not what I thought it was.
It had a pure grain alcohol.
Pulmonary Gastrology Association.
That could probably also exist, but they probably had to change the name of it to something else.
Pneumatic goat asparagus.
Pneumatic.
Pneumatic goat apparatus.
Okay,
P. Pneumatic starts with a P.
It
does. Like
I-
pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pterodactyl starts with a P.
I can't even say that word.
Pterodactyl?
Pterodactyl?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
But they were PGA disc golf discs. Now, I saw these and I was like, oh, these probably are terrible. I picked them up and they were, in fact, terrible. And I saw the price for $10 American and I said,
Oh,
I'll get that. I'm willing to throw this away.
It is worth a purchase for getting 3 frisbees for $10 regardless.
They would
Right.
they would make better plates.
I got them to the car. I didn't even wait to get home. I flipped my dome light on in the car, pulled them out. There's no flight numbers, there's no weight numbers, there's no manufacturer numbers, and they feel like Tupperware plastic.
They feel like those plastic plates that you pay like $5 to $6 for, so they don't flex and bend.
Yeah, like a charger.
or like a school lunch tray kind of feel.
Yeah.
Because normally with even like a stiff disc golf disc, you can bend your hand and flex it. So when it inevitably hits something, it doesn't shatter, it flies its flight path correctly. These, even with 2 hands, it would snap before it bent. So I'm real curious how these are going to fly. I haven't got to throw them yet because it's been wet outside.
It's been wet. It's been cold. It's been warm enough to play, but then all of a sudden it's wet again.
Right.
Everything reminds me of her.
Ah, And there's the industrial fog that's blanketing the whole world on and off.
Aliens, man. It's the aliens.
The drones and the aliens in the sky and all of that garbage. A man with a very nice beard that has the inability to read his text messages when he's trying to talk to his friends about setting up accounts for recorders.
Read his own text messages.
Let me tell you this, guys. I was trying to text Tiny about this little machine we've got back here. And about whether or not he has set up an account for it for our for our podcast stuff, and because we can take stuff off of this, do stuff with it on that, so on and so forth. And I was just going to ask him, do you have an account ID set up for the Tascam? So, do you have a Tascam ID set up? If so, is it the same old? Like other stuff we use for our login things.
Yeah, like same old.
Same old. Easily understandable. That's what I had drag typed. I'm sorry.
Had you drugged when doing this?
Absolutely. That's how I live my life. But I drag text because I can typically drag text pretty
Because
quickly.
you're a psychopath.
The problem with drag text is also autocorrect is on steroids. Because if you drag text and then drag text something else and that next word doesn't make sense with what that first word is, your sentence is going to shit.
Quickly.
So the second sentence that came out was actually not made no sense to Tiny at all. He was just a few seconds away from just saying K.
Yeah, like I debated just responding K because usually with a bad text from somebody, you can kind of get the through thought. This wasn't. I was like, do I need to call the police to come like rescue him? Do I need to call him an
I
ambulance?
do a welfare check
What
on
is
my
wrong
friend.
with him?
Did he have a stroke? My wife's first thing she said to me whenever I read her this text message was, stroke? Like, did you spray get a team ID?
Yeah, now read it all together.
Did you spray get a team ID? If so, is it the same old? I didn't write the rest of it. I just wrote down the first part of it. I was trying to remember the rest.
Yeah, that's roughly it. I went back and read it, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I said, what? You want to try that again, bud?
And then I read it and I said, Jesus, I didn't read that at all.
Those are my favorite parts of our group chats is when one of us has clearly not proofread what they sent or looked at who they were sending something to and sent it to the group chat. And it's always like, okay. Because also, when you're on an iPhone, you can delete or edit messages. But where one of us refuses to join the cult,
I have left the cult.
we cannot do that. So I've sent things and been like, oh, that's wrong. And then I just have to accept my fate of being made fun of.
You can't fix it once it's there. Not when you have one friend who refuses to join the cult. He doesn't want to drink the Kool-Aid of Jock.
Can't get what we're doing here onto my Windows machine.
You get our things that we do on ours too.
Yeah, but you had to buy a whole apparatus.
It was
I didn't
10
even know it
American
existed.
dollars.
First of all, I didn't know an apparatus like that existed nor actually worked.
Yeah, and it's been a lifesaver, honestly. It is a Lightning to USB-A connector, and USB-A is like thumb drive, like if you have a USB port. And it was one of the best 10 American dollars I've ever spent, because also you can use thumb drives on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that $10 purchase, had I known it existed and worked, would have saved me a couple $100.
It's just
Because I would have just accepted the iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time too, if you ever wanted to take pictures and video with your rear-facing camera, your rear-facing camera is a lot more powerful than ours.
That is true.
But if we got the new iPhones, those have finally caught up with what that camera is.
You just
But
have to
it
accept none of the AI working.
It took them 2 years.
Oh yeah. Well, iPhone is like I love iPhone for the convenience, but I do miss the customizability of my Android.
They had 4 models of this sumbitch come out that all had the same cameras.
I mean, I can literally write a file and plug this into my computer and throw it in there and redo a lot of the stuff on my phone.
I can't do
That's what
that.
I love about Android.
I don't
It's
desire
very
that.
open source.
Yeah, iPhone is great for day to day because it's like
Also,
it's
don't
just there
do
and it
that
works.
unless you know what you're doing, because you can make real bad decisions.
At one point, I could do that, and I was very proficient at it because I had to change what my MySpace background was.
Well, it's not HTML to make that work.
Okay, well, I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
you can use HTML for some things.
I'm just saying, at one point in my young days, I was proficient in HTML.
Oh yeah, dude. Like we all were.
And I didn't realize that's exactly what I had done. Otherwise, I would have tried to retain that knowledge.
Yeah, we were like literally coding for our MySpace pages.
And they were letting us code our MySpace pages.
They
They had
tricked you.
places for us to put it.
They tricked you into learning how to do things.
And then we got
Same thing with Zanga.
Then we got Papa. What's his face?
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
Papa
Oh, the lizard
Yeah,
man.
Papa. I wanted to say Zoidberg.
Imagine if they brought back the top 10 rating for your friends list.
Don't blame me.
That
Well-
that would be such a murder alley.
Oh, man.
It would be one of those things that I would use to pass along subtle hints.
My MySpace
Like,
top
you
8.
literally
Now
went
that.
from number 1 to number 6.
Why did I put so much thought into my MySpace top 8 all
Like,
the
people
time?
would look at it, but then you know what? You would go look at your friends' top 8.
You know what my favorite thing actually was about my MySpace page? My MySpace page had a playback tone on it that every time you got onto my MySpace page, it would play. The song was El Scorcho.
Dude, I had like a 10 to 15 song playlist.
That at one point you could do that, but for mine,
Yeah.
I just kept it constantly just the one.
Well, see, I had whatever reason I had that thought, like people are going to come to my MySpace page, and they're just going to chill and hang out and listen to all these songs on rotation.
Right?
That's-
They're just going to hang out on my personal
Yeah, they're just going to
page.
hang out on my page.
But my reason for having that song there was because I put it to a specific spot in the song, and that's where it would start playing as soon as you got onto my page. El Scorcho, the first two words of the lyrics are yelled, not screamed, because it's not a metal thing. Weezer was not metal, but it was a kind of a rock scream. God damn you, half Japanese girls! But so every time if somebody just got onto my MySpace, it'd just be somebody screaming at them.
Oh my gosh.
Mine would start with the song The 12 Stones Evanescence crossover that was in Daredevil, Wake Me Up Inside.
Oh,
That's the
Bring Me to
first
Life.
Bring Me to Life. That was the first song you would hear when you got to my MySpace page.
I took a
said it that way intentionally.
I took a big old shit on that song for somebody a little while back, talking about how like the guy from 12 Stones has the capability of doing some good metal and good rock vocals,
he's very good.
but he opted to whisper.
And once you hear it,
Can't believe I couldn't see.
I mean, I just oh, hold on. What was the part? What was the part? There was a part. There's I lost the self control.
yeah, I can't wake up.
There's nothing inside. That's it. Yeah, yeah. It's like this. Anyway, because the dude has all the capability of giving you that. That's like giving you that metal grrr, and he's just no. There's nothing inside. I was more of a fan of My Immortal.
Right.
Up in my little emos.
Sadly, you guys are hitting like right before I got into. I had a MySpace, but I did not really care for it. You guys, like whenever I talk about something new coming out, you're hitting me into the weeds.
So basically, you're calling us grandfathers.
Well, that's fine because at the time we're
What was you, like a My Morning Jacket kind of guy?
I had like Seether growing up in Puddle of Mud a little bit.
that was in the same kind of realm as what we were talking about.
Right,
Evanescence was always on the same
Yeah,
channel.
I did listen to a little bit of that. My sister was into like a lot more of that stuff. I remember watching a lot of those videos, or not those, but like the All American Rejects, My Chemical Romance videos on MTV in the morning.
I was more into that, like POD, boy.
Oh yeah,
Table
always-
on death, boy.
I always loved
Hold on, let me.
Seether
I can't do the thing with my fingers anymore. Boy.
just because in that song "Broken."
'Cause I'm broken.
Yeah, that song.
yeah.
My favorite part is like because Amy Lee's singing, and then here comes his voice, and he sounds like just something about the guy from Seether. Like I used to sing some of his music back in my metalcore days, but he always sings like he is on the shitter, like he is straining
Maybe he
so
is.
hard to get those notes out in the way that he gets those notes. And I wanted you to know I love the way you live. Like it just always sounds like he's like straining that doo doo out.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
Oh.
and you know, it's one of those doo-doos that if you release some of the pressure, you've lost your progress. So you got to keep the bear down.
Yeah.
Got to keep pushing, but it's like or 3 Days Grace
Yeah.
or no 3 Doors Down. That's what it was.
Oh, all of Three Door Down songs like sound the same to me.
yeah, but
They're one of those that have like a 2-key range to what their songs are going to be in, and it's either going to be in this one or it's going to be in this one. If it's not in this one, they didn't write it.
Right.
Nickelback. I don't think Nickelback receives enough praise. Honestly,
I mean, look, Nickelback is only hated because they're good. It's the same thing that's happening with five flavored fruit punch. It's the same idea. People are, you like Five Finger Death Punch, man? That's stupid. There's so much more better music than that. See, you hate on it because they're good.
I mean,
I remember when they were the shit, and it was the same thing that Nickelback was. At one point, they were the shit.
yeah, they were on top of everything. Like you see like an action sequence in like some kind of an advertisement. There's some Five Finger being played. You know, you got somebody that's you've got a war happening somewhere. There's some Five Finger being played. Like,
oh my gosh, they love their military stuff in
And
their music
and it's the
videos.
same thing that's happening to Jelly Roll.
J-
It's the same thing. Like his music is being massively overplayed now to where it's like, oh man, you like Jelly Roll?
I think that the only thing that I can get down on people for liking Jelly Roll is the whole incident.
Let's not go there again, please.
Yeah, please don't.
Just saying.
I've already had enough bad things put in my head today. I don't need that again.
I'm just saying, if there was ever a reason to dislike
No,
Jelly Roll,
let's
it was
just move on.
that one.
It's awful, and I hate it. I can feel the texture in my mouth.
Oh.
He couldn't hit swallowed too quick.
Let's not. Let's move past that.
As the dark gospel of jelly. I don't, there are other things I am looking forward to in 2025. I'm looking forward to finding out what the fuck's been in the skies. Just because I'm sick of it. I'm tired
Clouds.
of it. Well, that's been here forever.
Not birds.
Yeah.
Well, birds aren't real.
I love
Exactly.
that too because they've just recently started
There's
showing
evidence out of China that birds aren't fucking real.
Tiny. As soon as I saw that video, I sent it to Tiny, and there is a video
And I said, told you.
of these the new Chinese drones they'd come out with that literally flap and fly like birds. They look like birds. They
had
are birds.
sparrows.
I've
They
seen
were sparrows. Also, symbolically, the harbingers of death. They showed fucking sparrow-shaped drones.
Doo-doo-doo, 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 doo-doo-doo-doo. That's Jack Sparrow. Let's see, I want to find out what's in the skies. Hopefully that'll happen in 2025 because it's happening currently as we speak, all these things happening in the skies. So hopefully we find out what those things are pretty quick, and hopefully they don't just disappear and everybody's like, well, what happened to the things in the skies that we were all things in the skying about? You know?
I mean, that's what we do as a human population.
Yeah. And then we'll be talked
Also, Epstein didn't kill himself.
We don't talk about that enough, honestly.
We don't.
We don't talk about that stuff on the podcast.
And it causes me discord that we don't know more. There's a link in the description. I don't like the segue, but it's down there. Click it. Oh God, we're in it now.
We
Go to our Discord. Talk to us. Tell us like cool sounds you want us to put on the sound pad. Like we do dope stuff.
Yeah.
Get in there. We're on there, and just so you actually know what this means, that means we talk in there. We're on there live, uncut, uncensored, and revocably circumcised. And the thing is, we'll talk on there more if you talk on there more.
Yeah.
And
We engage.
We'll engage you if you just like speak our names. We're like Beetlejuice, except you have to say it once.
Yeah, you just gotta.
I'll talk to you for like an hour. I don't care.
We gotta get on there. We could be summoned. It's fairly easy to be summoned to the Discord.
very.
We have it all on our phones. Every one of us can just be summoned to the Discord at any time. Not only that too, but we have the Backyard Bonanza in there, and that's our own little fun time. It's part of the family. We've got our own. We called it a cult just to be funny, but it's not really all that big of a deal. It's just kind of a cult, not really.
unless you know the password.
If you know the true password, then you can become the full-fledged cult member and join us on the island. But no, we don't have an island. That was
We
somebody else's
don't.
Yeah, at the break room of the strip mall studio.
island.
Yeah.
We upgraded from the strip mall studio. We got a pod house now with a D, not a T.
Yeah.
Wink,
Well,
wink.
I mean, but if you want to hear us more, if you ever think, man, these guys seem like they're nice and warmed up talking, we are, because every time before the podcast and every time after, we give our Patreon a little bit more. We give them that extra squeeze. They give us some American dollars. We give them some American voices.
This time they got 45 minutes of extra at the beginning.
Exactly.
We didn't mean to ramble as much as we did, but we were just kind of like, we haven't talked to these guys one-on-one in a minute, so let's get into it.
And sometimes there's stuff said in the episode that's too spicy for the main feed. We got to cut it out. We got to sequester it away.
Yeah, we say words like horsecock just straight up in the episode. You're not going to know what I just said.
That's
Right.
exactly right.
And if you want to, check out our Patreon. There's a link right next to the link for the Discord or somewhere in the description of this video or audio, wherever you're listening to. Check it out. There's a $5 tier where you get uncut audio. There's a $10 tier where you get uncut video and sometimes some super secret special
Absolutely.
episodes.
Like the smoothing.
I like the smoothing. Or when we attempted to decorate some cookies, not cookies.
Yeah.
It was fun.
The cookie not cookies.
That were surprisingly good.
Yeah. Or a weird day in Tiny's life. That's
Right.
also there.
Sometimes you just get stuff in there, and we appreciate you appreciating us.
Exactly. And you'll find out the lore of the toenail.
Oh God,
Oh.
well, that's worse than
This
the booger
still
to me.
never came.
You paid money for
I
that.
paid $1.25 for that.
But
What if it actually does show up, but not to any place to where you had it delivered? Like, what if the toenail jar?
You mean like if I go into like Vape Sack Prime and there's just a giant toenail on the counter?
Yeah.
So, Tiny, what if you come home tonight and there's a package on your front door and you open it up and there's 3 grapes and a toenail? What would you do?
Ooh, that's
No.
gonna be sharp.
I wouldn't put any of that in my mouth. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now.
Which one, north or south?
None of it will go in any part of me.
That's why I said, "Oops, that's gonna be sharp."
At your song.
So